Many Grasshopper users don't know about this feature. In this video, I'll be talking about how clusters can save you a lot of time in Grasshopper. Why I still use clustering in Grasshopper. The problem is large Grasshopper definitions can really become hard to read very quickly. And when everything stays open on the canvas, the script can feel messy and overwhelming. This makes it harder to navigate the logic. At the same time, hiding too much can also make debugging slower. So clustering is useful, but it's not always the most efficient solution for every case. So what I do instead, I use clustering when I want to clean up repeated or self-contained logic. I use it when a small group of components does one clear job. I don't use it just to hide mess. This is really important. I think about readability and editability at the same time. So the goal is not to collapse the canvas, but make the script easier to understand. So if we go back to my Rhino screen right now, I've already prepared this tiny script. What we are planning to do here is to get the surface normal. And what the script does, or the recipe is, reference one surface, find the UV point, evaluate that point, extract the normal vector, display the normal vector, and compare the open and clustered version. So what I'll be doing, I'll be copying this solution and putting it here. Okay, this is the same thing. And maybe I can copy this on the right-hand side as well. So in order to create a cluster, we go to the util and we go and grab a cluster input, okay? And when I connect this here, what we started to see is that it turns into orange. And maybe what I can do is to get these cluster outputs, point and the normal, okay? Or maybe we can get this cluster output, not copy paste. Sometimes it may create some kind of mess, okay? So what I'll be doing is simply right click to this and say cluster. And when I say cluster, you immediately started to see we have surface point outputs. Let's see what we are having. So these two things are repeating itself. Therefore, we can remove this one and then come over here, save and close. Now we have the surface as the input, and we have point and the normal as the output. And if you right click to this, and if you say edit cluster, you can go back to this mode, and then you can save or make changes if you want to. For instance, I can come over here and then maybe preview this all off, okay? Preview them all off and say, okay, for this. But obviously it's still selecting that one unless I select the new surface. Maybe I copy this and paste, right click to it and set one surface. Then if you right click again, you would see properties. So name of it is cluster right now. I can say surface normal, and the nickname is SRF and NRML. And I say extracts the normal vector on centroid. I can put it here. You can put auth as your name. You can put web page address, anything. I can click on the icon, the current icon image. I can change icon variations, icon library, or browse for icon files. So if I go to here and then select this guy, and then probably it will be shown in the icon library. And when you click on it, it takes a while because you probably want to, or it probably shows every other icon that my Grasshopper has. My Grasshopper meaning the Grasshopper that I've installed. So it can take a while. By the way, you can choose the one that you want to upload, or you can choose something that you like amongst the existing icons as well. So as you see, now I have all the icons. It's pretty difficult to see what's happening on along these icons. So let's say we would like to get something, I don't know, the thing I couldn't see the one that I put in here. So let's select one of these for now, and then just select OK, and I click OK. So we select the cluster icon. And if you select the cluster, go to the file and say create user object. It will be asking you a few things. So you can say, okay, where you want to put this? I want to put this in category of surface. Okay, so maybe I go at the very beginning, or where is the surface? That surface subcategory is going to be analysis for me, and the hide object limit drop down, no exposure. I would say yes to this. And now, if I right click and surface normal, I started to see my component that starts to appear. By the way, if you want to get an access to this folder and file, follow the link in description and join my school community for free. Now let's test this. If I connect this to here, and what I started to see only the point because I didn't connect these guys in, right? So I connect them here because you may want to view them differently. I can have it here and have this one here. So you see this one, this long definition becomes really shorter by adding these small kind of cluster. You can use different clusters for different reasons, like sorting some geometry, sorting information, and so on and so forth. By the way, if you're serious about learning Grasshopper, I do have 4 spots open in my calendar to work with. By the way, if you are serious about learning Grasshopper, I do have 4 spots open to work with me in one-on-one setting. If you're curious, book a call with me with the link in description and I'll be in touch. So what clustering is, what clustering is helping with? It groups one clear operation into one unit. It reduces the visual noise onto the canvas, and it makes script easier to scan. And lastly, it helps separate one logic block from the rest. But it doesn't so automatically make design logic and make it better. It can hide information that is useful while debugging, so it can be a problematic, it can be a problem. It can slow you down if you need to keep opening it, and it's not always the best choice for every part of the script. And it's helpful for making the script a lot easier to read, easier to organize your logic, and you can use this you can repeat this to make your repeated operations become easier to manage. Grasshopper feels less overwhelming, as I've been telling all the time. You start thinking more clearly about what deserves to be grouped. So the main idea clustering is helpful when one part of the script does one clear job. It is less helpful when you still need constant access to the internal steps. And the goal is not to hide everything. The goal is to balance clarity and usability. Thanks for watching this, and I hope to see you in the next one.